What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV. Back again. It's the match preview between Newcastle away to Liverpool at Anfield, and I should be there as well, whether people likes it or not. Get in the bin. I'm going, cry more. And I've got a special Liverpool fan here as well. It's a legend, an absolutely legend. Also, it's a new proud dad as well. Big up to Douglas. Hi to Doug.
Hello, mate. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on. And yeah, this is my first pod, I think, in about 3 months. So I might be a bit rusty, but I'm glad to be back. So thank you very much for having me on, as always.
No problem, my guy. You're always welcome. Share the love to Doug as well, massive Liverpool fan. And I've got the usual co-host as well, and it's Paul. Hi to Paul. Isak's closing in, eh?
That's it. I thought I'd make a fun on Collymore closing in. You see, we got at some point in our career, surely.
Yeah, man. It is what it is. But no, if he scores a winning goal, I tell you what, that place will be rocking. But there you go. Guys, if you like what you watch, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, sub the channel. Also sub to Doug on the Dugout Football channel as well. It's a fantastic channel as well. So passionate on his football. And also do follow Paul on Blank Canvas PC. Right, just before we go on the show, I'm sorry I've got to mention this, all right? But yesterday on social media, right, it's just getting beyond a joke, yeah. I've come off Twitter for a couple of days, a week or so, for about a week or two, because what's going on, trolls, is absolutely pathetic, and they take it to a new level. And can't just be clear on this, I did not do the Photoshop at all whatsoever. So rest assured, I did nothing. But at the end of the day, guys, it's not me. This trolls needs to stop. Otherwise, believe you and me, there's something's going to be hell on. Do you agree, guys, Paul? Paul, Doug? Paul?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, look, like we were saying before we went on, the date has been put up.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's go through the comments as well. Hi to Leslie, Gary, hi to you both, and please share my socials that was channel to grow as well. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Les, for the super chats. Hi to Gary, and hi to Magpie's Bible. Long time no see, mate. I hope you're good. And Talk Files TV, I know you're not going to gloat. I hope not. big game. I always think of Liverpool Newcastle with the Collymore goal. Let's hope it's not the case with Sarah tomorrow. People have to a certain age to get that. Paul, that's in Gary. Chelsea are winning by 3 goals to 0. Thank you, Leslie. And I've managed to get it on my phone. Big up as well. Right, and we've got Magpie Mag 9. Big up to you. Long time no see, mate. I hope you're great and hope you're having a fantastic weekend as well. Yeah, let's go on to the game. I mean, Douglas, if you give us your half-term report on the Liverpool season so far, again, another great season. Doug, you muted. Doug, he's muted. Paul, he's muted.
I think he's frozen, has he? Or
you muted, Doug. Is he muted? What we do, we come back on Doug. There he is. Doug, you hear me? You muted.
Yeah. I mean, to be top of the league at this moment in time.
Again. Yeah.
Sorry. I think being top at this moment in time is quite remarkable, because if I'm being honest, I think the way we've been playing this season, I don't think we've actually been sort of full force yet. Klopp has had to obviously have a midfield rebuild as well. Obviously, like Endo, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch obviously coming in. So I think to be top as it stands, and I've seen like rival fans say like Liverpool probably don't deserve to be top, but you have to beat who's in front of you. And I think as well, City have had a massive drop off. I think it has to be said. They'll probably come back in the second half of the season. Arsenal are Arsenal. There's going to be a time at some point where they're going to, lose it as well. And I think as well, the surprise aspect, Aston Villa have been kind of up there as well. And look, I think we all know that the refereeing this season has been an absolute joke as well. But I think for us to just be top is magnificent. And would I rather be in this position? Yes, I would. I know say I've got a game in hand, but if I was Liverpool right now, I think to be on top of the league, yes, I know it's temporarily. I know Arsenal can go back, I think tomorrow, I think when they play Fulham. But to be top at this moment in time, I would take it. Definitely.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Because you're still playing fantastic. You really, really are. And absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And if you keep going, you probably win the title. I still think City win the title. I'm sorry, but you know what? You just got to keep winning your games. And let's go on to let's say hi to Gary Richards, and hi to Liz. Thanks for your kind donation, Liz. Thank you so much indeed. And Douglas the Lionheart. She sounds lovely.
Go, Liz.
She is. Big Liverpool fan as well. Thanks to Liz again for Les and Mr. Stephen. I up to Guy as well. Yeah, so Paul, Liverpool top of the league, and they just play one way under Jurgen Klopp, and that's pure football. Yeah, I mean, Szoboszlai looks a fantastic player. We know that. And what do you think of Liverpool so far?
Well, I think they've grown into the league, haven't they? They had a bit of a funny start. We didn't take anywhere near advantage of what we had at St James's Park. Them going a man down, us, getting a goal, and then Miggy hitting the post, and couldn't capitalise on it. And then two poor errors lead to losing the game that we should have won, or at worst got a draw out of, with them down to 10. But it just shows they're resolved, doesn't it? Liverpool have been in a few positions this season where they've either been losing or drawing or whatever, and then they've got goals back. And I just think that shows that even if you're not playing at your best all the time, a good team always wins. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where if we had a better team, we beat Luton, we beat Nottingham Forest. It's one of those things where even if you're not your best, you still win. I mean, look, I've watched Chelsea today. They've not been brilliant, but they're beating Luton 3-0. Do you know what I mean? They've not been amazing or unbelievable. They've just been more clinical than Luton today. So it's just one of those things where, that's the one thing you can't not say about Liverpool. They've been, very good when they needed to be. They're losing some good players to the Africa Cup of Nations, so I don't know how much that affects them. Losing Salah, and who's the other person they're losing? I know it's Salah and someone else.
Oh, Endo.
Yeah, Endo. Do you know what I mean? So they're two big players for Liverpool. So who knows if they have a dip in form after they go to the Africa Cup of Nations. So it's a difficult one, isn't it? Tough one if they want to keep that run going. I mean, the thing to have in mind, Arsenal are just going to keep bottling it because that's what they do. They're not going to beat Fulham. They're not. They looked poor against West Ham, I thought, and brilliant. I love the fact that it was another goal line thing that caught them out. Them moaning on. I think we're out of the VAR line now. And I think West Ham fans are getting all of the pictures and all of the silly messages now from some of their fans. Most of their fans are lovely, but some of the fans have been completely off the hinges about that goal that Gordon scored. And you can always count on Tottenham collapsing as they have. Villa, that's an unknown entity, isn't it? How long are they going to be able to keep that form up? They showed that they've got a bit of fragile, with losing the Man United game and drawing the Sheffield game. So they're not looking amazing. So it's anyone. I think that top four is so weird. It's so open to so many teams that could be up there. Anyone that goes on any half of a run this season, I think, could end up being top four. Even though we're in 9th place at the moment, no, we're 10th now because Chelsea. No, we're not. Chelsea would be a point behind us. Sorry. If we put a decent run in the second half of the season, I'm not saying this is going to happen, by the way, before people start clipping it. But if we go on a decent run and other teams don't perform, we could end up in the top four. But I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying we could. There's a possibility it could happen. I'm not saying I don't think it will, but do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where no one yet has been on a big run of sorts. People get into a run and then they either lose or they get a draw or whatever. I mean, everyone thought that Liverpool were going to absolutely smash Man United, and I did. I thought it was going to be 8, 9 because Man United was so poor, and they were a bit lucky, I felt. But it's one of those where anyone in this league, anyone can beat anyone. That's what I love about this about the Premier League this year. I do like the fact that TNT Sports have just watched Ross Barkley score a goal and gave it as if it was 4-0 to Chelsea because they forgot he plays for Luton.
Wow. I like it. We could have done with Barkley in the midfield, but he still looks a good player. He really, really does. Endo's going to Japanese couple, so that's after Newcastle. Am I right, Doug?
Yes, yeah, both Salah and Endo are both. Salah's going to obviously the AFCON with Egypt, and then Endo's going to the Asia Cup with Japan straight after the Newcastle game. So yeah, apologies that we've both got those two for the game on Monday.
Fantastic. John, now Jota, he was fitting well at the team. You know what he's playing on Monday, and I'm scared of this guy. I'm scared of this guy. He is fantastic. Massive fan of him, Doug. Jota.
Yeah, 100%. I think as well he's coming back at the right time, especially with Salah going to the AFCON as well. Diaz is out of form at the moment as well, and Gakpo has been doing a lot better as well. Nunes is Nunes. He'll go missing in some games, and then he'll score an absolute perler against Burnley last weekend as well. So I think Jota coming back at the right time is very, very vital to us as well. And I keep saying it, he's the best finisher at the club as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. He is. He's a good player. I rate this guy. And I tell you what, if he stays injury-free, then, like Liz said, it's anyone's title race. And I kind of agree. But you got to keep him fit to the end of the season. It would be an ask and all the planets out at 9 that we can still get ourselves back in the European spots, as in Gary V. We're going to come on to about the squad in a minute, Gary. Are we going to be good enough to get into Europe? We might just do it realistically, can't see us getting anything for the next 3 Premier League games. That is Liverpool, City, and Villa. Mackey's going to be very, very difficult at this moment in time. We need to play us back. And if you look at it, Paul, right, you look at our squad compared to Liverpool's squad. I mean, Liverpool's got a massive squad, yeah? And we've been saying this all season. We need a bigger squad because I think, in my opinion, Eddie and the club got so short because we didn't know we were going to play in 4 big major competitions with the same squad. I think we need to improve in the summer.
I mean, summer looks more likely because at the moment it's looking like hardly anything's going to get done in January. The scary comments from Eddie Howe. I know he's he's facetious at times with his wording and being a bit cheeky about not saying players are coming in or whatever. But I'm a bit concerned about January because it sounds like we're not doing hardly anything. I mean, Phillips looks like that's done. Like it doesn't look like it's happening at all. There's been lots of reports squashing that's not going to happen. He's more likely going to go to Juventus, which makes sense, to be fair. He deserves to be playing more football. So it's one of those where, if we do get him, that'd be good. But I think that the amount of money they want for the loan fee is what's probably putting us off because they want $7.5 million for a loan fee, which is eye-watering, really, for 6 months of his time. And then if they want to force upon us like a guaranteed payment after that, it's one of those where if it doesn't work out, you're paying, what they want for him, 30, 40 million, maybe. You're paying that much money, which you could use elsewhere. So who knows? But at the moment, that doesn't look as likely as it was looking a couple of days ago. And then Eddie Howe said himself that, with FFP and all this nonsense, that we're not looking like we can go and spend much money, if any, which is a concern because, like you say, John, we've got people out, but it's not even that. Even if we have a fully fit everyone back on the pitch, like literally everybody, we still have spaces we need to fill, and I don't think we're going to do that until summer because that's when Adidas money comes in. That's when all these other sponsors' money probably counts towards FFP. And that sort of stuff. So we probably got to rely on pretty much this squad until the end of the season, I think. Like I say, we might do a loan or two, but it'll be minimal. You know, I don't think they can afford to pay much money. It's mad, really, when you got the richest owners in the world,
Yeah.
like by some considerable distance, and could buy anyone they wanted. But because you're literally crushed by, sorry, it's only 3-2. You're crushed by the FFP rules and regulations, and I know some people are going mad, going just break them because all they'll do is give you a fine. Who cares? Like, yeah, but we'll be the ones that get banned from Europe for 5 years or some rubbish. It's always us that get here. We'll get it the harshest, even though Chelsea and Man City get a fine. A fine.
That's astonishing. The Calvin Phillips fee for a loan deal. That's astonishing. Yeah. 7.5 million is absolutely ludicrous. I know City paid big bucks for obviously Calvin Phillips, and I know they're obviously wanting to sort of pay that back. But 7.5 million for 6 months just sounds very, very extortionate.
Yeah. Jesse Lingard, Man United asked for 12 million, and we were like, "You're on the laugh, aren't you?" Like, that's pretty much what he's worth. Like, try to sell him for that. Oh, it is 3-2.
Oh, come back on.
Chelsea are in the mud. Come on, Luton.
There you go. Sorry about that. I was unmuted. Come on, Luton. Arsenal John Paul and guest chat for Doug. Our granny's safe for a visit to Merseyside. Well, good father.
You're probably asking the wrong person there, mate.
Now, listen, mate, I'm going on Monday. It'll be safe. I'll be going as well. So if you do catch us, say hello. I hope
we need a Birmingham fan on, don't we, to answer that question?
Say again, Paul?
We need a Birmingham fan on to answer that question, don't we?
Yeah. Let's see. I hope you get a couple of picks in Jan. Thank you, Liz. It's a shame we don't have, and I want a big player to sell. That will help FFP. Do you know what? There's a couple of players we could get rid of, or deem not good enough, but that's another day. Hi to Jolly9. I hope you're fantastic. Also to Les, thumbs up from Les. So you can get loans to cover FFP 100 mil. That's 2 quality players. You already got Lewis Hall on loan. You can get one more coming in on loan as well. So if it's going to be Calvin Phillips, that is it. Can't have any more than 2. So come on, Luton. Yes, Liz. And Gabby as well. So, yeah, look at your summer signings. Soboslai from Leipzig, Doug. How is he fitting in? Because I think this guy's fantastic.
Oh, I think he's been fantastic since he's came in. I know he's kind of gone off the boil a little bit, but I think that's sort of a enemy of obviously playing a lot of football. But I think he's slotted into our midfield really, really well. McAllister's been a very, very good signing as well. And actually, recently, Endo is now becoming the player that we thought he would come in. Everyone thought he was like sort of the James Milner sort of replacement. But because of obviously injuries to obviously like McAllister, Thiago, he's had to come in. He's slotted in very, very well. He does kind of play on the edge at times. He does like a tackle or two. But I think recently he's been really, really good. And actually, I think he's probably going to the Asia Cup at the wrong time because he's just slotting in. I think the main thing for me as well is McAllister's back on Monday. So obviously it means if he's back when obviously Endo is at the Asia Cup. I was going to say African Cup of Nations there, but no, I think he is slotted very, very well. I think as well Gravenberch has been a very good signing as well. I just think what Klopp has done has been absolutely remarkable to basically lose Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, James Milner, Roberto Firmino in like the same sort of transfer window and managed to overhaul his midfield is quite astonishing.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Soboslai in action. He looks a fantastic player. Long distance shooting, absolutely fantastic. You mentioned Gravenberch as well. Yes, he's injury prone, but when he's on it, he is on it. He is absolutely brilliant. He really is. And he can play anywhere, defense and mid. He could just play anywhere as well. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of Gravenberch. I do like him. Your back four looks good. Joe Gomez, I've heard he's playing really well.
He's been excellent. He's been excellent since he's came back in, and I think as well, for me, he's probably been our most improved player this season. Because if you look at what he's been doing, like he was like a sort of a scapegoat last season. A lot of people were saying that he wasn't good enough. He wasn't great to be a defender. But I just think recently, right back, he's been very, very good. And recently, when he's moved to left back, he's been very, very good. A couple of games so far this season, like Burnley last weekend, he got forward a lot. Arsenal, he was so unlucky as well. Joe Gomez has never scored for Liverpool. I can tell you now that he will score a goal at some point this season. It is coming. It is coming. I don't know when it's going to be, but as soon as he gets the goal, the whole place will be off its feet, because honestly, he's been excellent since he's came back in. And obviously, injuries to Simicast at left back. Robertson is still not quite ready. He'll be coming back sort of end of January as well. But Gomez is slotted into that left back berth like he's not been playing for ages. So he is a player that is very, very much improved, and I do think he will. He can only get better. I mean, there was talk that apparently Tottenham are wanting him in January. That ain't happening. So Joe Gomez, as far as I'm concerned, is one of our most improved players as well. I've got to give a special mention to Curtis Jones as well. I know he got sent off against Tottenham earlier in the season. He's been very, very good. Harvey Elliott, every time he seems to come off the bench, he seems to be doing very, very well as well. We've got a real sort of togetherness at Liverpool this season, and that is down to obviously Klopp and the management, and the fact that we're a very, very close group. Klopp does like a close group as well. We're doing really, really well this season, and that is a case of obviously keeping everyone happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know what? I mean, he loves his players, Jurgen Klopp. I mean, look at Joe Gomez. You just said to him, he's improved. He has improved. Trent is playing really well. Your back four's fantastic. Alisson, I've always written as well. Happy New Year, Barbara. You as well. I met Barbara in Newcastle in the Salah Cup, and she looks well. Big up to Barbara. Liverpool going for the title. John, this reminds me when the two was going under Keegan. Will be a goal fest. More Wimmets, Starwin, please. Goal fest. I hope you're right. I hope it's for free, Gary. But I tell you what, I hope it comes our way. Chelsea under the cosh. They are indeed. Just hope we got a good and fair referee with money in this game. Don't want to be playing next goal the winner again. And that referee is the one and only Anthony Taylor. Not. If we were to sign centre back in Jan, I would love to be Sule Jonas. Sule, he was at Bayern, wasn't he? And he's gone to Dortmund. Sule's gone to Dortmund.
Yeah, he's at Dortmund, yeah.
He's at Dortmund. Is he getting in the side? I don't think he's getting in the team in a minute, but he is a very good defender. He really is. But he was after him before, but he opted to join Dortmund. Gomez has been the best player since he has been playing. Yeah, he's been playing really well, Gary. It's extra revenue, Gary, I believe. Liverpool gets loans last season to pay for players. It's extra income to boost FFP. And it's Anthony Taylor. It is indeed. And let's go on. FFP high as well. Did they loan 70 mil? 70 million quid? Wow. They reportedly as well. So that classes as a debt, as in Gary B as well. Paul, I mean, we don't know what team's going to come out, right? But I want to see Livermental playing a left back rather than Dan Burn. I want to see him make some changes, you know?
I know, but I am worried that Dan Burns starts this game.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying that we know Mr. Howe and we love Mr. Howe, but we know that he sticks with players he definitely trusts. I mean, yeah, I can just look, I hope Liverpool starts. Obviously, that's what I want. It's what every Newcastle fan wants. But it wouldn't shock me when it comes to 7:00. On Monday night, and we see the team sheet and Dan Burns on the pitch, because it just wouldn't shock me, just because he thinks he's done the job before. and kept clean sheets for a long time in the past. So, look, I think Liverpool is a sensible choice because you're playing against pace. They're going to aim on that wing anyway, I feel. If Dan Burn is there, then Klopp, for me, has to tell us, just has to Salah, run at him, because he ain't going to keep up with you, buddy. Run at him, try and get Shah out of position, because that's been another common theme recently, that Shah's been putting himself into weird positions for no reason. You know what I mean? And then get a Trippier. That's the other weakness we have right now is Trippier as well. It's not even just Dan Burn or Livramento. Not that Livramento is a weakness, but we've got two sides of our defence right now that aren't playing well. You got Dan Burn, if he does play, who can't gets done by pace, and you got Trippier in some of the poorest form he's had, the poorest form he's had under Newcastle. So for me, the biggest thing that Klopp should do, obviously I hope he doesn't do this, but he's a clever guy, is he puts pretty much all the forwards to start with on Monday night, because I just don't feel we're going to be able to cope with that pace. If you've got Salah running at you, you've got Gakpo running at you, you've got Nunez running at you, or even Jota maybe, depending on how fit he is to start or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You've got pacey players there that are getting in behind, and we all know that sadly our defence are not the fastest back four in the planet, and that's how teams get us. It's that and the ball over the top. We cannot deal with that ball over the top. We hate it. We're just like Villa. We get done by that. It's what Forest did to us. Look, I'm hoping that we've had a week on the field training, and we've bucked some of our ideas up, because I'm expecting, I'm not expecting to win, but I'm expecting a bit more of a performance on Monday. That'll make me happy enough that we see an improvement from Luton, an improvement from Nottingham Forest. I'm not saying we're going to go to Anfield and pump them 3-0. Of course not. I'm not mad. But if we show, even if we get beat 1-0, but we've shown a good performance of ourselves, as much as it's a shame to lose, I'd still be like, well, it's a loss, but look at how we did. So it's one of those. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for a good performance, because we're due one. Because December can get in the bin. It was awful. Apart from the Man United game, it was a really terrible December.
100%. I mean, it's a poor December, and like you said, if we just give it a go, then we get beat to give it the right goal, then okay, cool, we can carry it on. But let's get a couple of goals if we can. But against these lot, it's going to be very difficult. Eddie didn't say he had no problems making the changes. He felt you need to. Well, if that's true, then he needs to do something about it. Hi to Tia. How are you doing? You good? I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. I think we've been surprised to get all the 3 points on Monday night. I'm going for 2-1 to Newcastle. Wow. Barbara, I love your positivity, yeah? And I hope you're right. You could be $1 billion in debt, but doesn't seem to impact FFP. Can explain that one. Leslie, neither can I. It doesn't add up. Think we should give Carrius a start on Monday night. Why not? As he can't do any worse than the backhand. Doug, what do you think of that, man?
He won't.
That would be some story. Karius returning to Anfield and the opposition team. I've got to be honest. I've been watching Newcastle a lot this season. I've been obviously watching them in the Champions League. As well, you were very unlucky to go out in the Champions League, I've got to say, especially from that PSG game, which was absolute disgrace, to say the very, very least. But I think as well, you have had a lot of injuries. I think a lot of people just need to sort of realise that. And I know every team sort of gets injuries, but I think Newcastle have been one of the worst sort of hit teams for like injuries. I think as well, you do have a small squad. I think that is a key of, being a sort of a successful team, and then obviously having a sort of a big squad to go in all these competitions as well. I think that the problem is that when you get one player injured, another one sort of starts to follow, and I think that's what happens when it happens for you guys as well. Because obviously, like Gordon has been injured, Wilson's been injured, Isaac's been injured. As well. I've been really impressed with Lewis Miley. he's came into the team. He hasn't looked out of place recently, as well. And I just want to sort of ask you guys this, just a wee question. Do you think one of Eddie Howe's weakness is not changing the sides as much as he can?
Yeah, I kind of
100%.
agree because
100%.
we haven't got the players out, but you got players like Lewis Hall on the bench. I mean, I'll give him a go. He's not going to play with a mentor. Yeah, we know Kieran Trippier is knackered. We know that, but we just can't drop him. We just cannot. Otherwise, it'll make way for Liverpool and then play left back Lewis Hall. But it seems to me that Eddie plays his favourites, and that is the problem. He plays Dan Burn all the time, Miguel Milner all the time, Sean Longstaff all the time, right? And I asked the question, are those 3 players mentioned going to win me a title? No, they won't. They will not win me a title. They will not. And you need to change it up. We definitely need a right side of mid. We definitely need, Sean Longstaff, for me, hasn't been playing well. I think he's dropped off a lot as I speak. But the another problem we've got, Doug, is our long distance shooting. I have not seen that at all yet. Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Well, we've said it in a few reactions where our problem is, and I watched the Man City game and they did solve it in the end, but our play reminded us so much of I'm not saying I like Man City, by the way, but what I mean is that we get to the penalty area and we pass it sideways and we pass it to the wing. Then the wing passes it back to there, and then they pass it back here. Then we pass it into the penalty box, and they pass it back, and then we do all these lovely intricate things.
It's trying to score the perfect goal, isn't it? It's just literally trying to like pass, and sometimes you just have to sort of hit it from distance. I think that's been a big problem, is that you have a tendency of getting into these sort of areas, and then it's like pass out to the left, pass out to the right, and then it's trying to like cross it in. And look, I think you are one of the tallest teams in the league for like sort of like set pieces as well. But yeah, I do agree. I think if you get into those areas where there's a tendency to have a shot, just have a shot. I do have to say as well, Sandro Tonali's been a big miss, because without him, I think you're definitely missing that CDM in your side. Because I look at the way teams going through your midfield, and it's so easy to get through your midfield. And I think not having Tonali there is a big miss.
100%. But I tell you what, Milan's got a lot to answer for, because they know what's going on when we sign them up. Do you know what I mean? But he comes out next season, and then he performs. He will perform, because he's going to be absolutely key next season, Tonali. And then his English will be better. His football will be better. Do you know what? I think he's a cracking player. Always has been. But we'll see. What do you want? Who do you want for January? If you get some people, Liz, we need a lot of players. We need about 5 or 6 to cover. He'll wait till we 3-0 down before we put him on. And that's a Mackie. Wouldn't surprise. Big up to Ronald, by the way. We can't deny our current form is terrible, but if you turn up, you can beat anybody on our day.
100%. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Totally agree. If we get our 4 players back, then I've got to kind of agree. You never walk alone. Big up to William, by the way. Hope you're good. Big Liverpool fan as well. Les, I don't get it. I remind you have huge debts. They can service it through, so I suppose it doesn't impact them. That's why the Spanish clubs want a Super League. There's a huge debt. Barca, Real, Gary, I totally agree. We do not want a Super League. Otherwise,
no, that can get in the bin. That can get in the bin as far as I'm concerned.
Yep, the smaller clubs will be going on that. Sorry. We have to attack Liverpool. Every moment we have the ball and not let Liverpool come at us. Otherwise, we'll get punished. JK, 100%. And Chelsea won. Surprise. And Dustin right for Leslie. Got one from Foxy. Now he's a big Miggy fan. And you know what? You upset Miggy? Then he goes for you all the time. He's a good lad anyway. I love him the best. John, I noticed the troll on Twitter. Yes, don't react to them. As that will make them continue. I just let it all go now. It's on set the ball from them, but just report block. Eventually, they will stop. Foxy, do you know what? Thank you very much for your kind words, man. And well said. And even Leslie said the same thing as well. Tia, Luton lost mate. And Chelsea won by 3 goals to 2. And, Charles needs to get in the bin. I suspect Carriers might start against the Scum on Saturday next week. That would not surprise us, by the way. Agree with the settlement, but no caps, please. Thank you, Les. Did Carriers went on loan to Turkey and failed abysmally. Then terminated his loan move early. Maybe he's good for the odd game, but not as a number one. So, correct, John. Thank you very much indeed, Jolly. And big up to Rennie, big Leicester fan. I tell you what, they're going great guns, Leicester. Hope you're good. Let's just chatting to Gary and watching Forest. Everyone's saying hi to her, but hope Eddie isn't branded as the new Southgate when everyone's fit. Let's see the starting line. That's a goat father. Doug, Eddie Howe's being labelled that on some social media. And also as well, they say he's under pressure. I mean, mates at work said that he'd be gone at the end of the season. That's my mate from work. Yeah, they need a bigger name. And which is, I think, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I think this is where the enemy of your own success has sort of came into your inquisition. You know, you've done so well. You've done well to obviously get into the Champions League last season. I think the expectations of sort of some fans, I wouldn't say that the majority, I think is like, well, we need to sort of kick on now. We sort of need to kick on. Look, I think Eddie Howe's done a magnificent job at Newcastle. I think he has done wonders ever since he came in as well. I think the fact that people are now saying he is sort of under pressure, I can kind of get that. But I don't think he is in a sort of under pressure way of like being one next for the sack or anything like that. Because if I look at the two teams at this moment in time, Klopp was under pressure for a number of seasons. Eddie Howe is in a bad period of spell. You know, both ourselves have been in bad spells at times as well. Eddie will get through this. It is a tough run of fixtures. Like if you had like Liverpool away, Sunderland away, Man City at home, and Villa away, you know, that's a tough run of games. That is a tough run of games. Obviously, next week is the big one. I mean, I'll be obviously watching that one because you know there's no such bigger game in Tyne and Weir for obviously Sunderland Newcastle as well. But I think just Newcastle fans just need to be patient with Eddie. He's got them out of this before. I'm pretty sure as soon as he gets out of this rerun, then you'll probably have teams where you'll be like, yeah, we can basically beat them at St James's. I just think Newcastle's squad is very jaded, very, very tired at this moment in time. And you know what? On Monday, if you get an early lead, it'll quieten the crowd down. See what happens. But as far as I'm aware on Eddie Howe, I just think Newcastle fans just need to be patient with him, and he'll get out of this.
Well said. Do you think the club are prepared to give Eddie any more money? Well, they have to. We need a bigger team, Mackie Jack, a bigger team. I said it before, we need to sign players who have some experience in European competitions and help push us forward with some quality to finish off our chances that we miss. Do you know what, JK? I could kind of agree. We do need to get got more players coming through. Paul, that's what piss off. Our quality tappy football backwards and forwards. We're known for that or attempt. We've done that more than the last few weeks. We do. Yeah. Just go forward. Just be more direct and just rough it up a bit.
Look what Phil Foden did. That's what he was just like, you know what, I'm bored of this. I'm going to smack it. And he scored. You never know. You never know. Just hit it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. And all be good too. And happy birthday to all the bro tomorrow, Rennie. And nothing's wrong with the passing. Fans will look at us playing the extra pass too much, but it's just trying to find an opening with a killer pass. The issue is we don't have the players for it at the minute, and this is a problem. We need to get there. We need to get them. Tonali Owens, Newcastle big star. We spent over a third of our biggest budget on him. When he returns, he needs to be the fittest injury-free player in the Premier League. And you know what? I know a lot of people are saying exactly the same thing. We should get Phillips under here. That would be a great start. You know what, Barbara? If we get them both, that would be brilliant. We got two early doors. We got two, my guy. Can't stay long. Give them a like. Thank you very much indeed, mate. Thank you very much. When we get a game against West Ham, I'll get you in as well, mate, for sure. And hi to you as well. Why is a rumor that Eddie was going to replace by... Oh, Rennie, man, please.
Rennie. I saw that in the Daily. Actually, I'm going to call it the Daily Rangers. I'm not sure what the old firm was. I think it was 2-0 to Celtic the last time I saw anyway.
2-1 game over.
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do not read any of what that paper says. It is an absolute bollocks as far as I'm concerned. I do not see Brendan Rodgers replacing Eddie Howe. Honestly, whoever came up with that is just, it's lazy journalism. It's silly season. We're getting into January. Just lay off the glue. Sorry, it ain't happening.
Let me tell you something, right? Whoever wrote that should be sacked. Should be flipping sacked. Do you know what I mean? Give them a P45. Get them sacked. Absolutely pavala. Unbelievable. I say no more. I think whatever happens this season, Howard's safe. Next season, we'll need to kick on and start producing. I've got to kind of agree, because Joe said it could be out of contract at the end of the season. And you know what? I said about 10% part of me saying that he's going to take it on next season. I'm very worried about that. And Liverpool's a Wargy team. Please do not get him in. Need to give Eddie a chance to put our current form behind us. If you get beat off the Sam Mackin, you know what? And a lot of supporters will turn on them. Nasty and Jolly. I tell you what.
That is an issue.
That's a big issue. Go on.
No, I'm saying that's the thing that's worrying me. Like I said, this is why I want. I'm not saying obviously result is amazing. If we get a result at Anfield, it's amazing. But the performance for me is the most important thing, because if we turn to Anfield and get absolutely trounced 6-0 or whatever, and they walk us and we look bad confidence and all that, I think that's no good for the derby. I know people say form goes out the window, but for me it doesn't. Your form does matter. You get into that game and after a poor result in an away ground that can be, all right, having to pay their own fans to get in there, but it is what it is. The derby always goes a weird way for any club. I can't even remember saying this. If we get beat there, like I said, I'm not going to be like Eddie Howe needs to be sacked or whatever, but the fans, it's the biggest game of the fans' calendar, and they will turn on a manager, whoever you are. If Pep Guardiola was managing Newcastle, I promise you this, I don't care who you are as a fan. If Pep Guardiola is managing Newcastle and he loses against Sunderland, I'm telling you right now, half of the fan base will be like, get him out, because that's how much that game means to the fans. Doesn't matter who the manager is, because people get annoyed going, why are you wanting Eddie Howe out? It's like, no, sorry, it could be any manager ever, Zidane, it could be whatever manager you want to put in that spot.
Don Golly do Angelotti.
If they lose against Sunderland, I tell you, the fans will go bananas, as they already are. So, like I said, it doesn't matter who's in that managing position. It's just a game that's impossible to lose for any manager, because any manager in the past has lost it, like McLaren, and all that. The fans were done with them. They were done, because it wasn't even the fact we lost. It's the performance was terrible. We didn't even care. We want to be in it. Was it the Sunderland game when we were bloody swapping shirts at half time? Was that the Sunderland game?
Yeah, I've seen that.
No.
I tell you what,
Unbelievable.
That's an absolute effing disgrace. Swapping shirts at half time. You don't do that.
No, you don't do that. You don't do that in an Old Firm game. You don't do that in a Newcastle Sunderland game. You certainly don't do that in a Man United Liverpool game.
Can you imagine? Just Salah going up to Seamus Coleman. Can I have a shirt, mate? Yeah.
Oh, can I have your shirt? Yeah, I can have your shirt. No, no, definitely not. But no, I think Paul, you're absolutely spot on. That is a game. The Sunderland game is the one that is just you do not lose that game. You do not lose that game. You get a replay. Fair enough. Take the back to obviously St James's, but it is the one to win for sure.
Yeah, very true. If you shot shirts half time, hook them off. And let's go on to the comments as well. I do apologise, Foxy. It's like Liverpool 2013-14. Finish second so far. Expect finish top of the season, top for next season. Football doesn't always work like that. The next season, they finish sixth. Difficult to always progress every year. That's very spot on.
Look at where Man City are right now. They won a bloody treble last year.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that next season after being so successful, it's hard. It's a different, you know, and it's not, I'm not making excuses, but we put every bit of sweat and, you know, fitness into getting that 4th position last season. And I think that, you know, we've been the masters of our own success. And some fans, not all fans, some fans understand what we're doing. But some of these fans, maybe not all of them are young, I guess, but some of the people I've seen are younger. They just feel that because we've got that this year, we need to be 3rd or 2nd now. And we need to start winning trophies like this year. And it's just like, mate, no, that's not how it works. You don't just walk in and start winning everything because you've got, 10 other clubs that all also want to be up there now. You know, you've got all these clubs who don't, you know, look at Villa, look at West Ham, look at what Brighton can do. You know, there's more than just Newcastle trying to get into top 4 now. It's the amount of competition in the Premier League is brilliant. It does make it the best league in the world. You know, because Luton today, they've pushed Chelsea all the way there. No offense, that's Luton Town. They beat us, and they've just pushed Chelsea to a 3-2, and it, you know, really better decisions. It would have been 3-3.
Exactly that. It might be worth a £5 bet. I said they're great odds against us. That's a barber. You know what? I'll save you money because I'm not sure. Good afternoon to Gary D. I hope you're good. And Gary, and his wife and family as well. Yes, it will be, mate. It'll be packed. And I'll be there as well. Hi to Nathan, 888. I hope you're good, mate. We have to win I love it, Toppin. It'd be great if we do it, but it'd be tough. Finishing 4th is a huge achievement, but in reality, that's the easy part. The challenge is repeating that or better it. Exactly. And Ken De Bruyne, I think he's back in the team as well. Doug, if you give us 3 players you worried about, who you should be worried about for us going into the game.
Well, I think the first one is Salah, because you know, I'm actually sort of questioning like a lot of people saying that Mo Salah for me is one of the most disrespected players in Premier League history, because the amount of goals he scored from like the right hand side is quite remarkable, as well. So I'll say Mo Salah. Trent, I've got to say Trent. You know, his deliveries. He's actually picked up a couple of goals this season, few assists as well. And the other one I'm going to go is Szoboszlai, because you just don't know what you're going to get from Szoboszlai. And you know, if we get the ball 25, 30 yards, he likes to have a wee pop at goal. So you know, Dubravka's going to have to be on his toes, to say the very, very least.
Yeah. I think they're going to test him as well, Paul. Do you think they're going to test him? And
most of the time he's in no man's land. That's the problem.
Exactly.
He gets caught out too often. That's our problem with him. That he's not. You know, this is why we're missing Nick Pope so much, because he's more tactically aware of his box. You know, Dubravka has some really good shot stopping. I'm not saying he doesn't. He can shots. You know, he can do some good stuff there. But for me, the thing that worries me is how naive at times he is of coming out to get the ball or jumping out of the way or get, you know, and stupid stuff like the third Forest goal. I don't know what he's doing there. He's in absolute no man's land. You know, I know we would have still conceded goals if Nick Pope was still fit this minute, but I think that we don't concede as many. I really don't. I don't think we can see some of the goals that Dubravka has, because he's just not, you know, he's older as well than when he came into the club, obviously. And then, you know, Man United wanted him and they didn't fancy him after a while because he couldn't get a game for them even in cup games most of the time. So he wasn't exactly pulling up trees there. And then you're stuck. The problem is you've put all of that hope and faith into Nick Pope. When he's out, you've got Dubravka, who's a very distant second. You've got Karius, who, no offence to him, is probably going to get nowhere near the team unless it's like I know what the lad was saying about the cup game, but I don't even see him trusting him in the Sunderland game. I don't. And then you've got Gillespie, who he's played like 2 games for us, was it, when everyone was injured?
If that.
So he's not going to get a game really, unless you put him in against Sunderland, which would worry me.
Definitely.
It's an area which, just like Liverpool, it's funny how some of our histories are quite similar. That it's been a position that if you get goalkeeper right, it just sorts a lot of stuff out in the back as well. And look at what Alisson's done for Liverpool. Just people are joking, bantering them, saying like, "Oh, they've spent 80-odd million on a goalkeeper. What a waste of money!" I'll tell you right now, he's earned that money back in triple, hasn't he? Because he's been phenomenal for Liverpool.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I mean, the fact is as well, not many people knew about him like before. Obviously, like when he was at Roma, as well. But yeah, Alisson Becker has just been an amazing goalkeeper for us, and without him, we wouldn't be top of the league.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think that keeper, I tell you what, I think he's more important than Mo Salah. He's more important than Mo Salah, Diogo Jota, all in one. I'm telling you, that guy is a world-class keeper, and he can play for another 10 seasons. He can play for another 10 more seasons, and he'll still be world-class. I'm telling you, that is Alisson at his best.
Is he bored of playing for a really good, decent club? Does he want to come play for Newcastle?
Well, I think the thing is, you hit on the nail, Paul. When you look at the two keepers that Manchester United have had, I think Onana's played every single game this season. I think there's maybe one. I think maybe Tom.
They can't trust anyone else. Yeah, they can't trust anyone else.
Exactly. Like Tom Heaton as well. Like Tom Heaton is obviously there as well. But obviously with Onana going to the Africa Cup of Nations with Cameroon, this by India, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, he hasn't had a game. He's been on the bench a lot as well. But I think as well, you need to give. Onana. Look, I think Onana has not been a great signing for United. Anyway, I think there was a stat. I think he's conceded 44 goals this season, which for a Manchester United goalkeeper, I know we say that goalkeeping is a tough position to fill in the team. And obviously, look with us. We used to have like Simon Mignolet, we had Adam Bogdan. Getting Alisson Becker was massive for us. Getting Virgil van Dijk was massive as well. It transformed our team when we got those two. So I think as well, the goalkeeping position is very, very difficult to fill in. And as you look at you guys, obviously you've got Dubravka at the moment. Pope. Hopefully he comes back soon, because I think you miss Nick Pope. I think he's a top keeper. Is Nick Pope. And obviously Karius as well. I feel sorry for Karius, because one of his first games he had was the League Cup final, and I didn't think he put a foot wrong. And I think as well, Karius gets a lot of stick for the Champions League campaign because of that one game against Real Madrid. Barring that, he was fantastic in that Champions League campaign.
Yeah, he was.
He was unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. He kept Liverpool in games in that run, and I think that everyone does forget that he was still playing with a concussion. He wasn't on his planet when he was playing the game. He shouldn't have been on the pitch really. But it's one of those things where it's hard to concussion is such a horrible thing to even like. I work in the care industry, and it's one of the hardest things to judge, because if someone tells you they feel fine, I can't warp into their body and go, mate, you've got a concussion, can't play. It's so difficult. The players telling you, no, I'm fine, which players are obviously going to do. But yes, he should have come off. But it's what can you do? He's never no one's gonna openly come off of a Champions League final if they can help it. So I feel for him, because he got all the banter, and then he's had to leave, and then as the other comment was saying, that he didn't put up trees anywhere else, then. He's come to us. I think he's been Eddie always talks very highly of him, how professional he is. And yeah, I agree. I think he was fine in the League Cup final. One of the goals is offside, and the second goal is a very unlucky deflection that goes over him. So it's one of those where everything else he did fine, but I don't think he's any better than Dubravka. That's the problem. I just don't think, Pope's not going to be back until the end of the season. That's the problem. He's out until at least March, I think. Is that right, John? Is it March?
April time.
Realistically, he's probably out for the season.
Yeah. that ain't great. I mean, we could have done with him, man. But I'll tell you what, I'll take David De Gea to the end of the season. But
I
I
wouldn't.
just can't see it happening.
It amazes me how he's not managed to get a club yet.
Exactly. I mean, there's people out there needs a goalkeeper, right? He could have gone to Saudi. He said, stuff that I'm not going to Saudi. I'll just wait here. And that's exactly what he's doing. Good on him. If the two afford a goal, then we have a chance. But as a Red, I hope we win and aren't complacent. As some Kit Kat. We got the Kit Kat, by the way.
Yeah.
Hope you're good. Lucho Diaz, big fan of his, but expecting much better. Obviously, his dad's getting kidnapped could affect his form, but he needs to be more clinical. If we take Manny's place spot, you need to produce. That is
100% agree with that. Yeah.
Brilliant player, man, in this time. Good luck to Newcastle Liverpool fans on Monday. Thank you, Rennie. We have Dan Burn, Rennie. He does well against Mo Salah. Well, I hope he does it again on Monday. That'd be huge. And I'm going for this. Liverpool and City keepers, for me, are the two best in the world, Edison and Allison. And I'm frozen. So, here's guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
yeah,
going to go off. You two carry on talking, and I'll come back in 2 minutes. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Carry on talking, lads.
Anything can happen when you're live, folks. Anything can happen when you're live.
Yeah. We'll do it live. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think your predicted 11 is for Liverpool then on Monday?
Alisson, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Gomez, Endo, Szoboszlai, Jones, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah.
It's a good team. Can they those two not go early? Is that all right? Can they go on Sunday? That's great. That's the thing is, I think I agree with that comment just now. As long as they're not complacent, that's a very strong Liverpool side. Burnley, I felt were quite lucky in that game. They tried to keep that defensive structure. I thought Liverpool were just a tiny bit less clinical at times, but they got through it. It was fine. Burnley got a few chances, but I never thought they'd like scoring that many goals. But I felt it was a very, definitely the first half I thought was outstanding from Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think I know what Eddie's going to do, and I know it's going to annoy a lot of fans, but it will be Dubravka. I know people are saying Karras, but it won't be. It will be Trippier, it will be Shaw, it will be Botman, and I think it will be Burn. I know people are going to go mad. I think he'll play Dan Burn. It will probably be Joe, Bruno, and Miley, I'm going to assume. Maybe Sean Longstaff, but he's been poor. Like, he really has been poor. I think that he trusts Smiley more than him at the moment. And then it'll probably be... this is a tough one, because I don't think Miggy deserves to start. But, and it's going to annoy people, I think Miggy will start. I think it'd be Gordon, and I think it'd be Isaac up front. And then he'll probably... If Miggy doesn't do well again, which he might not, then he'll probably bring Wilson on up front and put Isaac on the wing. I can't see him start. I mean, at Anfield, I'd be very surprised to see him start with Wilson and Isaac, because it's great. Obviously, it means we're going to try and attack, but again,
has he ever started Isaac and Wilson together?
Yes. Yeah.
It has.
Yeah. Not as like a two, but normally Isaac's on the wing and Wilson's up front. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's done it a few. Yeah.
Because anytime like I've watched like a Newcastle game, like you either play like Wilson you either play like Wilson as the sort of the starting striker and then have Isaac on the bench, or you start Isaac as the starting striker and then you have Wilson on the bench.
Yeah. I think that's how it'll be on Monday. I think it will start Isaac up front, and then Wilson will probably be on the bench. And then Miggy will be on the wing, as much as that'll annoy people, and it'll annoy me. But I just think that's just what he will do. And then if Almiron isn't having a good game, then he has that option of putting Wilson up front and Isaac on the wing. Who knows? I could be completely wrong, but I just think that Eddie's going to try and go with the tried and trusted 11.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, the thing is, so if he changes it up, then play like a back three or 4-2-3-1, we get beat. and we give it a goal, then he's not going to get slated because we changed it up and give it a goal. But you're going to keep playing the same players and same formation every time, like we did against Forest, and we get beat. Then of course you're going to get fleeced. Of course you're going to get a bit of criticism, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Brazil's produced top keepers lately. Surprised no one is looking at Bento for Paranese. Third choice Brazilian keeper behind Anderson and Edison. Huge potential. I tell you what, if you look for a keeper, I heard of him before, and he looks a fantastic. He really does. You have time to play Pope with De Gea. Nah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having him, but Pope always could be number one. And
Brentford already won up against Crystal Palace already.
Wow, he's under pressure, isn't he?
I think he's going to go. I think he's going to go.
Hodgson. Yeah, I think so.
His time is done.
Looks like they've already tapped up Steve Cooper for the job by the sounds of it.
I totally agree. I agree. There's no smoke without fire. Someone's hopping in there in a minute. It's got to be. I think they spoke to him. I don't think Pope will be the same again. It's the second time it's dislocated the shoulder. I think he'll be wary for now on dislocations. And no trust me, a new goalkeeper is needed. I tell you what, Bento's been watched. The hair's been watched. But we'll see what happens in the summer. Big up to Amy P. Love you lots. She is, I tell you what, she's lovely. She really is. You two are telepathic, like identical twins. That's the good father. God bless him. A good hit on the heat.
Which two?
Don't know. Must be you two.
Is he talking to chat?
You two. I think it might be the chat. Could be the chat.
Okay.
Sorry. I got hit on the heat of a set of bongos, and Doc said, "Hi, Slay, percussion." I love it. Very good. Very good. The previous. Hopefully less risk of weakness this time. Very good, Joe. That is. Love that one. Ouch. That's from Amy. It's going to look like Alamo. I think you would give us a good match. Let's call him a mind made. Chat with the father. Montino from the start. I hope that is the case.
I don't think it will be.
And it's a skill. Hopefully, Les, because the lack of distribution makes up for the shot stopping as well. And we went for 4-2-3-1 with Isak behind Wilson against Forest, and it didn't really do out.
I agree. Yeah.
We'll beat Liverpool. That's an Amy. Amy, you're correct. Fox needs a break. Feel sorry for him. Played way too much. I agree. And AP, no way. So I don't. So if you're the manager, Doug, give us your starting 11, man.
Oh, we did that when you were off.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry. You did.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll go for it again. Alisson, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Gomez, Endo, Sobers, Lloyd, Jones, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah.
Great stuff. And Paul, who would you go with?
I know quite a few people, but I think it will be this. I think it'll be Dubravka, Trippier, Shah, Botman, Byrne. Sorry, I think it will be. I think the middle three will probably be Bruno. It'll be Joe and probably Miley. I just think that Sean needs a day off. And then up front, I'm assuming it'll probably be the usual Miggy, Gordon and Isaac up front, just because I think that Eddie will want that chance of swapping it to Isaac on the wing. I just think I'd love it, but going with Isaac and Wilson from the start at Anfield away is quite brave. And potentially we're doing too much attacking and we leave ourselves short at the back. I mean, obviously he might do that, but I just think that that's just the 11 that he trusts. I know people won't like it, but I just think that's what it will be.
Fair dues. I think for me, he's going to make a change. I mean, Livermento's going to come on the left back, drop Dan Byrne. The midfield three is going to be, like you said, Miley, Bruno, and Joe. The front three, for me, it's going to be the same three, unless you put Gordon on the right, Isak on the left, and Wilson up top.
Yeah, I just worry that he might, like I say, he might do it. The only worry with that is that we're going quite attacking at Anfield, and that's, do you know what I mean? It's great. Obviously, if it works, then I'm not going to moan. But my worry is that the thing that caught us against Nottingham Forest, no offense, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool are a far superior team than Nottingham Forest. The thing is, if we get caught as we did up the top trying to score, Liverpool are going to absolutely embarrass us with their pace because they've got better pace than Nottingham Forest, and that's what did us at Forest. So that's my big worry, and I think that would probably worry Eddie Howe as well. I mean, he might do it. Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows?
Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. And let's go on to comments that go through the score predictions. Comment out on Liz in just a few minutes, or 3 seconds as I speak. Joy's going for 2-2. Amy's going for 2-1 to Newcastle. If you play the same team, same formation, think could be a heavy defeat by 4 and 5. Howe needs to target a clean sheet in this game, conceding way too many. I totally agree. Way too many. 4-0 to Mackie. And Jolly, Guy finds a draw. Neil Seach. That'd be brilliant.
That'd be great. I can't see it, but that'd be great.
Agree. Midfield needs to be Marley, Gamash, and Joe. 5-3 to Liverpool. No predict us to lose. That's from Ronald. Fair dues. Right, we'll go score prediction, lads. I'll start with my guy, Doug. Give us your score prediction, mate. How do you think it's going to go?
I've just got a feeling this might be a game where I think it might be just a little bit too much for you guys. I think, as I said, I think your squad is really, really jaded. You never know. Like one of these games, obviously, it is the new year as well. But I think you might score one. But I just think our attacking prowess. I think with obviously Trent and obviously like Salah and obviously Nunez, Gakpo as well. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool.
Cool stuff. Let's go on to someone. Ronald, that's Amy again. Ronald saying 2-1 to Newcastle. And Paul, how do you think this game's going to go? And what do the score's going to be?
Well, as you know, I'm always wrong. So never put a bet on my bet and my stuff because I just can't look the form we have been in. It'd be difficult for me to turn around and say we're going to get a win away at Anfield. It's hard to predict that. No, I never like saying that Newcastle's going to lose a game because they're the club I support. For me, I think a positive result for Newcastle would be a 2-2. Score some goals, get some. I think us getting a clean sheet. If we got one, I think it'd be a miracle because at the moment we look absolutely all over the place at the back. We do. I'm sorry, we just don't look great. And I just think that if we get a clean sheet at Anfield, then we've done very well. But I just can't. I can't see it sadly. So I think it would be positive for Newcastle would be a 2-2. Like I said, a decent performance. Give yourself something to come back with, and then you just kind of you've made an account yourselves. And you've not been embarrassed. The other worry is that my head and heart are saying two different things. I'll go with my head. My heart is sadly saying it's probably going to be like 7-0 Liverpool, but I'm not going to predict that.
Okay, fair enough. I think I missed a comment as well, which is from Foxy. Darwin will score. He always does against us.
Yeah,
he's always scored. He does.
And so does Gakpo. We gave him his first goal as well. Dr. Newcastle will see you now. Who was the guy who you said needed a goal?
Diaz.
He'll
score. Dr. Newcastle will see you now. It'll be us. The surgery is well and truly back open.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'll go with Doug. I'm gonna say 3-1 to Liverpool. To be fair, I think we'll score, but I think it's gonna be 3-1 to Liverpool. And if we just give it a go, then who knows? But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be too much for us. And what we just said is that we're just struggling to score goals, especially away from home as well. We got to give it a right go on Monday, and I'll be there as well. Toon might just win or put a defensive masterclass. Look what those Manx did. Yeah, absolutely. So
I think the result was more. I think Doug will probably agree with me here. I don't think that was anything to do with Man United. That result. I mean, they defended okay, but Liverpool should have. We
should have battered them. Our finishing cost us that day.
Exactly. But it's all about putting your chances away, and if you do that, cool. If you don't, you're gonna get punished. And I hope Eddie picks his best 11 and make sure we defend properly. We do that, keep it tight at the back, we'll be okay. We can.
I'll tell you what, John. If we're 1-1. And it's 90 minutes and there's 6 minutes added on, I'm going home.
Yeah.
we all know. It's like, don't do that to us again, please.
I know.
Don't do that to us again.
Exactly. And you know what it is, right? I'll never walk away from the game, so I'm going to stay to the very end. So no matter what. I've got to go with Anfield Uncle Rod soon as well. After the game, so I've got to do my fan cam. One lucky goal is all we need. Amy, you are correct. Right, we've got Anthony Taylor's going to referee on Monday from Manchester, so that's very interesting. So we see what happens on that. And
does that mean he's going to give us all the decisions?
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Not. Let's hope he gives all the decisions, like, you know what I mean? Just get the fans frustrated and we'll win the game. So we'll see. We're just going to wait for Doug before we're going to wrap up the show. But yeah, so there he is. So before we wrap up the show, Doug, oh, he's on mute again. What have you got coming up, man?
Not a lot, to be honest. I'm just kind of sporadically getting back into things. But no, thank you very much for having me, John. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. No problems at all. You're always welcome to come back as well. Don't go away yet. And where can we find you as well, mate, on your channel so people can subscribe to you?
Yeah, Dog Out Football channel, just at the bottom there.
Fantastic stuff. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, guys. Massive Liverpool fan. He does call everyone out, and also he's very, very positive as well. Get some good guests on as well. And Paul, we're going to find you always on Twitter. So I'm sure people will know you as well.
At Blank Canvas PC if you want to follow me, and most of you nice people do, and you're all very lovely and very kind people. We want to make it more, more positive. Just briefly, a side note, if anything's ever posted on the internet, just question it. Just question it. Just, has it been photoshopped? Has it been whatever? Has it been manipulated? Don't take everything you see as real, because people can do things on the internet that are unbelievable. Look at AI. You can manipulate things to sound like people now. You can manipulate pictures to look different. So just do a bit of research. Just do a bit of due diligence. I know that word's good in the Newcastle, with Tonali. But do your due diligence. If you see a tweet that might be posted by someone, you think, God, that seems like a character for that person to say something like that, then it probably is. Do you know, it probably is. So just look into it, research it. Did that person really say that? And then you can decide from there, because you can't just take everything at face value these days, because I did IT in the past. I could easily take a screenshot, manipulate what it looks like, and put horrible things that I've said or whatever, and put it on the internet and pretend that's happened. So it's silly. And the whole stuff about the squad being shared as well. Please know it's false. It's fake. It didn't happen. Anyone sharing it to their friends saying, "Oh, have you seen what Newcastle players been up to?" It's rubbish. It's not real. None of that happened. The youth managers do not interact with the first team. They train on a different day. If they are there, it's on a different part of the field. They don't have interactions with Eddie Howe and that lot. I mean, not like all the time. So how that would come about is just, again, it's false. It's not real. So just do the research. Make sure you don't believe everything you see, because it's all rubbish.
Facts, absolute facts. And all these people just goes in there on social media. I think, oh, it's true, seen this, that sort of thing, Do your research. Simple as that. Because if you post it out there and you don't do your research and it's false, you're going to get absolutely raped. I'm telling you. And you can see what it's like on X, and that is a toxic platform, guys. It really, really is. Yeah.
But big up Team Polls. Big up. Well done. Well done, mate. He called. He put a very positive thing out, which I thought was quite good.
Brilliant stuff. Big up. Right, going to close the show there, my guy, and thanks for coming on. I will be backstage, and just going to go through these comments as well, which I think is a duty to do. Put the girls on. We have more chance. Yeah, we do get them on. Hope these things get easier for you soon. As AG, wish you the best, AG, as well, and hope you're okay. All the best to you, AG. Yes, definitely. All the best to you, mate. Keep going, guys. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Jolly. Thank you very much. Thank you again to AG. Stay strong, AG, by the way. We love you, and you always work on my channel as well.
Yeah, mate.
Well,
You're a good contributor, mate. We appreciate what you do here, mate. So thanks for AG. Keep up. If you need us, we're here. But yeah, just keep strong, buddy.
Please do keep strong, my guy, because you are an amazing guy. Amazing guy. Oh, I can make people say things that never said. That's an Amy. I try to believe me. AG. Send good vibes to you, AG. Amy's very good at that. Thank you, Amy. And thanks you. Love to John and Paul. Thank you, Amy. Love you lots. Happy New Year, everyone, to you as well. Mackie. And you too, Gary. And let's hope for a win. That's an Amy. Right, we'll wrap the show. And let's hope we're going to do the business on Monday. And we've got to be positive as well. And Happy New Year to as well, Kit Kat or Cat. What do you call it? Cat. Do apologise. And happy 2024. Thank you, Amy. And until then, guys, and hopefully if we don't do a show tomorrow, I'll be back again doing the vlogs on a Monday at Anfield. And if you complain I'm being to the away match, cry more, because I've got to be there. You can't stop us. Simple as that. So there you go. And I'll see you guys very, very soon for the next show. See you